Hey everybody, it's Keegan here. I'm back with another video for you guys, and it's time for another movie review video once again. And this time I'm bringing you guys another double feature review of two films that I saw in theaters recently. One of them is a brand new film that recently just came out, and the other one is an old film that I saw at my favorite theater for the first time. So let's not waste any more time and let's talk about it. So the first film we're going to be talking about is We Live in Time. This is a drama romance film directed by John Crowley, and it stars Florence Pugh and Andrew Garfield. And this is a film that just came out very recently, and I saw in theaters about a week ago, and I thought it was pretty good, and I enjoyed it. And we'll quickly go through the story of the film, and then we'll get into my thoughts on it. So this film follows a couple named Tobias and Omelette, played by Andrew Garfield and Florence Pugh. Now, Tobias is a man going through a divorce who one night gets hit by a car, and when he wakes up at the hospital, he meets the woman who accidentally hit him, named Omelette, and they both fall in love, and their love is like the story takes place over the course of a decade in a non-linear story, like it's told in a non-chronological order. They fall in love, they get engaged, and they have a daughter along the way throughout the decade. However, one day, Omelette gets diagnosed with ovarian cancer, and the two try to spend as much time, try to do the best they can do together while she gets treatment, or if the cancer gets worse. And without giving away too much, that's basically the story of the film in a nutshell. I don't have too much to say about this movie, but I really enjoyed it for what it was. I thought it was pretty good. Florence Pugh and Andrew Garfield are both really good in this film, and they both deliver some great performances. And I think their characters have some pretty good chemistry. Though the movie is predictable at times, like a lot of these romance films, but I still enjoyed it for what it was. And it can be a little bit confusing of like where the story takes place. Well, the story is told in non-linear. It's a non-linear story, so it doesn't really matter too much to me. But it had some good music. The cinematography is pretty good, and as I mentioned before, Andrew Garfield and Florence Pugh are both really good in the film. And yeah, I wasn't really expecting too much for this movie, but I enjoyed it for what it was. And if these kind of movies are interesting to you, then check it out. I would recommend it if you like these type of movies. But anyways, I don't have anything else to add, so I'm giving We Live in Time a 7.5 out of 10. And the last film we're going to be talking about is the 1998 film Blade, which is based on the Marvel comics. And this film was directed by Stephen Northington, and it stars Wesley Snipes. This film was originally released on August 21st, 1998, and I saw this one at my favorite theater on Friday night with a double feature of The Last Video Store, which I talked about in a review that I uploaded last year. Now, before I talk a little bit about this movie, at the theater that I went to go see this movie, on the last Friday of every month, they usually screen a cult classic movie as part of their collaboration with this beer company that I forgot the name of, like a local beer company. They did screenings for movies like The Fifth Element, Dazed and Confused, and a few others. And next month, they're going to be doing a screening of Starship Troopers. Now, for some reason, I've always thought I've seen this movie when I was a kid. Maybe I've seen pieces of it, but I've never seen the entirety of it. But I finally saw the entirety of this movie on Friday, and I thought this movie was fun to watch. But we'll get to more on that in a bit. But right now, we'll just go through the story pretty quickly. In this film, it follows a man named Blade, who is played by Wesley Snipes. Now, Blade is part vampire and part mortal, who is basically trying to protect the world from the evil clutches of some vampires who are setting to take over the world. And then one night he saves a doctor who was bitten by a vampire, and he sets out to protect her and try to save the world from a man named Deacon Frost, who is planning to resurrect a blood god who could potentially wipe out the human race. So, with the help of some allies, Blade sets out to defeat Frost before it's too late. And without giving away too much, that's basically the story of the film in a nutshell. Now, I really enjoyed this movie. I thought this movie was a lot of fun to watch. It has some good action. It's bloody. It's the action sequences are well shot, and Wesley Snipes does a great job playing the character Blade. And the set designs are really good in this movie too. And I especially love the opening scene at the rave where all the blood shoots down from the ceiling because it was a vampire rave, and then Blade crashes the party and kills a lot of the vampires. Like, that was a cool opening scene to the movie. Though, sure, the movie kind of hasn't aged well, other than the CGI, which the CGI is very noticeably outdated. Like, watching this movie on a big screen in HD, and you see how outdated the CGI is, it's like, damn, it hasn't aged well. But understandably, this was the 90s. The CGI, of course, hasn't really aged well. But I had a lot of fun watching this movie. Sure, it was outdated, but it was a lot of fun to watch. The only minor problem I had with this movie was not with the movie itself, but it was with the crowd I saw it with. Let's just say they got a little too excited with this movie. They were cheering and wooing at the movie. And during the rave scene, there were some people who snuck in some glow sticks into the theater, and I'm like, what the hell? I don't even know if that was allowed. There was like 3 people who had glow sticks in the movie that were only used during the rave scene, and it was like, okay. But honestly, it didn't really bother me too much. Unlike that one experience I had when I saw Carrie, the original, a couple months ago. Like, that was a great movie, but good lord, that my experience seeing that movie was horrible, seeing it in theaters. But this one didn't really bother me too much, but I guess they just got a little too carried away. But, like, I can understand people were excited. Like, I mean, just come on, people, it's just a movie. But other than that, I had a lot of fun seeing this one in theaters. And I will check out the sequels one day, although I hear the third movie is not as good, but I'll still check it out anyways. And I know there was a new Blade movie supposed to come out. It didn't have Wesley Snipes in it, though. It has Mahershala Ali. I don't know how you pronounce his name. But apparently they recently announced it's being on hold indefinitely, which is not looking good in my opinion. But personally, I think there's only one actor who could play Blade, and that's Wesley Snipes. I don't think anyone else could play Blade as good as he did. But anyways, that's all I gotta say, so I'm giving Blade an 8 out of 10. Alright everybody, that's going to be it for this video, and thank you guys for watching. If you enjoyed the video, as always, feel free to leave a like, leave a comment below, and subscribe for more videos like this. And before I end this video, I got another video coming out today, along with the live stream, so stay tuned for those. But in the meantime, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one, and have a great day, everybody. Peace. Bye-bye.